You know that I've been leading the charge on this concept of being against tokenizing, and I've always been pretty clear about what I mean by that. When I use the term defining, or when I do define tokenizing, it's really simple. It's one of usually two different things in which you have a character generally depicted as a historically a white male character, and you have a version of the character that is not white and so forth, or white and straight, or white and male and so forth. You make a version of that character, and his character is just race swapped or gender swapped or so forth. And the other sense is that you have a character that exists in this realm or what have you, or whatever universe that they're existing in, solely because they want to hyper-emphasize his or her race, gender, sexuality, and so forth, right? So it's pretty clear, and that obviously means that there's going to be levels to it. Not all tokenized characters are the same. Some are better handled, She-Hulk as an example, and some are just absolutely terrible. And I have done videos and I've talked about how Sam Wilson's Captain America was trash. The storyline itself was garbage, was predictable, anticipated. But it wasn't just because of the story itself that it was trash. My biggest problem was because it never should have happened. It never, ever, ever, ever should have happened. There's nothing wrong with Falcon, being original Falcon, being black and an original character. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I understand their friendship. We've seen this even play out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but there's nothing wrong with them being friends and so forth. Instead of trying to make this character, after all of these years, after decades, characters are one of the OGs, right? And then you make them recently, in recent years, when they had that little run, in which he became Captain America. And it was terrible. Terrible. It was a terrible idea. But what I said was going to happen did happen. And this is the problem with the tokenizing thing, and why I think it's utter buffoonery when you have these weirdos who advocate for stuff like this, whether it be you have live action depiction of the character, they advocate for race changes and so forth, griping about their beloved representation and diversity and all of this stuff. But they don't understand how really insulting it is. So this is an ad, right? You guys are going to see this code on probably there. You can't use it because I've already redeemed this. But look what it says at the bottom. So Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're going to be having a show on Disney Plus, but also take a look at the ad itself or what it says at the bottom. 2 former Captain Americas fighting to defend their country. So now what you've done is taken his essential originality, and he's now having this is a character with mountains of source material, mountains of history behind him, right? And now he's been knocked down to being this basically protege or tokenized version of Captain America. And that's going to stick, right? That's going to go in the future. He was Cap. It's like, why does he have to be remembered as such? Why can't he just be Falcon? Original Black Falcon. There was nothing wrong with him being original Black Falcon. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. But this is why I say that it's insulting. I'm not just talking out of my behind, y'all. I say it's insulting because that's what it is. They took an original black character, and now amongst their promotional campaigns, now they're running with this idea, well, look at him. He's now, you got to get he had the sloppy seconds. And that's what we remember. We don't remember him for being Falcon, right? It's now he's former Captain America. I have an issue with that. I just have an issue with that. And that's because they know that people are going to foam at the mouth, generally these blue-haired weirdos who ball their eye out and for the diversity. Oh my God, all this diversity, play it out like, dude, I don't want I don't want black versions of classically white characters. I don't care about that. Give me the original characters, right? Falcon was fine as Falcon, yo. He was fine as Falcon. Now, we got to limit him to this sloppy seconds, right? Former Captain America. So I hate that we have to refer to him that way. And that's what they're going to do because it's something that'll stick. It's something that's promotional because they treat Captain America, they treat the Shield, they treat this classically white character as like this beacon of OG Marvel Comics. And I understand that because he is. But what you've done is you've now essentially crapped on the legacy because now that's what he is. He's former Captain America. He's not Falcon, right? Which OG, right? Falcon. Let's just be Falcon. There's nothing wrong with that. Sounds so stupid, man. Like it just sounds dumb, right? Former Captain America. This is why I don't understand. To be fair, it's a lot of minorities, right? Who advocate for stuff like that. They want the palette swap version of the character instead of an original character. And quite often, definitely in recent years, they're going to give it to you. They're going to throw you the bone and you'll foam at the mouth and you'll love it. And it's funny because these are the same weirdos talking about I hate myself, right? Because I dare to have a different political position and these fools foaming at the mouth because they get sloppy seconds of some classically white character. Congratulations. What have you accomplished? Nothing. You just prove the fact that, you're appeased by stuff like that. You're appeased by getting the sloppy seconds of white characters. Nothing wrong. There was absolutely nothing wrong with Captain America being Captain America. And there's certainly nothing wrong with Falcon being Falcon. But now we've limited him, and amongst their promotional campaigns, it's not Falcon, it's former Captain America. Jesus.